HLS Show Me How, End User Experience of Custom Learning for Office 365. Hi, my name is Michael Giannotti, and I am a HLS Technology Specialist for the Microsoft Corporation. So this morning I woke up and I had a note from an individual from the internet, and it went as follows. Hi, Graham here from fill in the blank. I just watched your video provisioning the SharePoint custom learning site. You did a great job. Well, thanks, Graham. I was wondering, do you know if there's a video that shows it being used from an end user perspective? I'd love to see what it's capable of. Cheers, Graham. Well, Graham, I don't know of any offhand. However, what I do have here is our example, and I've logged in this case, as Megan Bowen. Megan Bowen in our demo environment is an end user. She is not somebody who has administrative access to the site. When she comes in, she can see certain navigational tabs, but she is given read-only access. So in this case, and you can see here, there's no edit button or any of that. So the experience for someone like Megan, of course, you'd want to accompany this with some type of messaging to the company, some type of information. But we have here our basic out-of-the-box custom learning for Office 365 site. We could totally come in and rename this to be something more user-friendly for our organizational environment. But you can see here, this is all out of the box with one exception. I added a number of videos from Microsoft Stream to put those here, and we'll come back to those in just a bit. With the out-of-the-box experience, it's pretty straightforward. So let's go ahead. I'm going to scroll on up, if I can scroll. Come on. My goofy little mouse I've got. Clearly, we have here to catch people's attention is this hero web part, which allows us to put front and center things that we want to have. Certainly then below that, we do have news. We also have events where people can come in, and we'll take a look at that, where they can add things to their catalog, or to their email. But if I come in here, I'm going to click the first one. It says start with 6 simple steps. Pretty self-explanatory. So the user is going to come on in. It's going to render then out of that web part, and it's pulling content actually from the internet that Microsoft provides, but it provides this in a way that, again, administrators can control what's seen and not seen. And here we have this welcome to Office 365. We can watch the video here, and it's going to go through and say, what is Office 365?
You can get the latest version of Office.
You hear the person talking. It has a quick explanation, and the person can come in and quickly advance through. Step 1, sign in if they're not already, which if they're here, they would be. Step 2, create and save. They show how to create content. They discuss that so users can come in, and they also have links to learn more, right? What is OneDrive? We have here share and collaborate, where it gets a little more involved, and they have some more text, but they also have, again, video. It's important to note all these videos can be displayed full screen.
Office 365, no matter how.
All right, so that users can focus on those. We'll go ahead and pause. But it's really here providing a series of content and videos to work and walk people through the first steps, right? Work with your team, set up your mobile apps, and how to try new things. And they have some inspirational content down below that users can come in and take a look at to get an idea of new things that they can do with the 365 and Office series. We're going to come on back to our home. And from here, you can see then we next have Office 365 training. If I select that, it's going to give me kind of a holistic look at everything. It has here a link to the first days of training, some things around, recommended training that I could go to. I could go in by product. So perhaps I'm wanting to learn, we were starting to look at Teams, or possibly my organization is going to roll out Yammer. And I've heard about this thing called Yammer, but I don't know a whole lot about it. So I'm going to select that. And then it's going to have some content here for me. Yammer Quick Start, roll out a successful Yammer network, Yammer for end user use. So we have all that here. And we could go on through different training. We also have recommended playlists. And again, this is all customizable by our administrators, but for the user coming in, it's going to have some playlists to get people started. And here we see one is around creating chat-based workspaces with teams. The other is how to create impactful content together, how to save and share files with OneDrive, share sites and content in SharePoint, connect your organizations in Yammer. And for any one of these, I can come in, select that, and then it's going to begin walking me through. And here you can see we have click through with videos where we can begin to play. Again, if we want, we can go full screen, come on out, and go ahead and there. Of course, right in the drop down, we also have for 3 of our primary areas, getting started with Teams, getting started with OneDrive. Select that, and a very similar look and feel, right? That's very consistent for setting these up. We also have an area though to ask questions and get help. So these are areas where they can come in. The person, I haven't set up the links yet for those, but they would have links to, for example, our community for questions that they might want to do, additional training. There might be a link out to something else. Perhaps we have Brainstorm or some other service in-house that we've contracted with, or we have our own LMS. Then they have 2 that are public, one that's public here, which is join the community. So join the public Office 365 champs. And then I can learn from others all about how to do things and how people are using Office 365 in their org. All in all, it's very basic. It's out of the box. Again, as I mentioned, we also then have an area for news. So the people who create news would come in, then create stories very quickly and easily like this. And here's a link to some content. But news stories I can easily access from here. I also could come in and see when there are events. So these are past, but I'm going to go ahead and click on one anyways, right? So here is the MS Ignite event, and this is using the calendar function here. The beauty of this is we have a little add to my calendar view. That will add then this particular event to my calendar to make sure I have that. There's also a link in this case to go ahead and register and sign up. And you can do that too if you have upcoming events. Finally, the last thing, and I put this in here just as a quick example. This is SharePoint Online, so we can customize it with anything we want. I could put a live streaming video on this page or another page. Maybe I put a calendar event with a link to a page where we embed the streaming video and say, hey, prepare to watch, the CIO is going to talk to our users. But in this case, I put out stream videos, a view to stream videos that are in my little demo tenant. They're all pretty short, as you can see, they're samples. But for example, maybe people want to catch the highlights from the town hall that was just recently taking place, where we had one of our executives doing executive engagement with both a live audience and distributed users using Microsoft Live Events. So I could come here now and I could right in place. I don't go anywhere separate. I can watch that video. Again, we've got the full screen. We also have the ability to turn on captions. There we go. So we can have captions on or off, for accessibility. We have some settings around playback speed. Maybe if it's some training that just popped up or was a live one, I want to skip through it quickly. I can, change that speed to, 1.5 or some other speed to quickly go through it. We also have, because this is leveraging Stream under the hood, I can search in the transcript, right? So if I search on Patty, there we go. That's the very first piece. It's only 18 seconds long. But then I can skip to a particular point in a video. Of course, I can add this to my personal watch list and be able to come back here later. When I'm done, I simply close, and we have all of our other videos here. So from a user experience, it's very user-friendly. It's basic. This is not an LMS system, right? We're providing for the basic Microsoft Office applications, right? Training around all of those quick tips, etc. But certainly your folks can come in, your IT can come in. They can then from there, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and open up my demo environment, and let's go to, no, not that one, custom learning. Here we go. So here I can come in and go to the administration, right? And from there, I could go in and I could either show or not show content, or I can even add additional content. You give it a title, description, a category, subcategory. You can label out technology, right? Which one is this? And it'll appear under those as well. The level, is it beginner, intermediate, advanced? Who's the audience for this? We've got a whole range of options here. We can choose an image, right? We can go in and give it a link to something else, but then that will help my end user with their experience. So when they come into Word, for example, maybe we have custom templates within our organization. We can have those appear here just as well, just as easily, so that they can get in here and work with it. The other thing we have here, again, is send by mail. Now, I want to show you something really quick. I'm going to come back to this other view, and let's go Office 365 training. Here we go, and where was I in? Word. So once I'm in Word, notice I have a couple of things. I have new. I can create new stuff right from here. I can send an email just like our user Megan can. I forgot who it was. See how she has only send by email. And then I can also, as a IT person, promote the page, to announce it to people, let them know what's going on, and I can look at the details. But of course, Megan gets the content, and she can send by email a link to this to her colleagues. Hey, you might want to check this out, might want to use that. We see that at each level of our particular training. So from an end user perspective, again, this is fairly basic. It should be very intuitive, easy to use. You can customize it with your own content on top of what we provide. It's quick and easy. I'm going to be doing some videos as I build out this particular instance where I do customize it. So we'll show you having a mixed mode of different content, both the canned and other content, both within Microsoft Stream, out in SharePoint, as well as some internet content. I hope you found this useful, and let's head on back to our exit slide. All right, so that was it. I hope you found that useful. Graham, I hope that gave you a sense as to what to expect out of the box for your end users. Again, fairly basic, a mix of video and standardized content, but you can quickly and easily extend that with your own content from within your organization, both within your Office 365 instance, as well as external content. And there'll be more on that to come. I'm going to do a whole extending the solution as another session a little later. But I hope you all found that useful. That's what it looks like. You should try it out yourself, custom learning for Office 365. With that, this is Michael Giannotti at aka.ms/HLS blog. You can find us always here at aka.ms/HLS blog. Take care. Have a good day, everyone.